All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about a specialized AI model that's a bit of a hidden gem, especially if you've ever tried to pull data from the web. It's not one of those huge names you hear about all the time, but it's designed to solve one very specific and honestly very annoying problem. Let's get into it.
Yeah, that quote really just nails it, doesn't it? We live in this world of massive, do-everything AI models, right? But today we're going to look at a tool that takes the complete opposite approach. It thrives by doing just one thing, but man, it does it with incredible precision.
So what's the big problem here? Well, it's something we've all run into. The web is just packed with valuable data. But let's be honest, it's a complete mess. Trying to pull clean, reliable info out of all that chaotic HTML code, it's a massive headache, especially for developers and data scientists.
And that's where this tool comes in. Meet Schematron 3B. Now, it's a 3 billion parameter model, which, believe it or not, is actually kind of small by today's AI standards. But its real power? It's all in its focus. This thing was built and trained for one and only one task: converting that messy HTML into clean, structured JSON. I think this is the perfect way to picture it. You've got your big general models like a GPT-4, right? That's your Swiss Army knife. It's super versatile, it can do a ton of different things, but it's not always the best tool for a super specific job. Schematron, though, that's the surgeon's scalpel. It does one thing and one thing only: web data extraction. And it does it with absolute precision.
Okay, so how in the world does it get so precise? Well, it all boils down to this really cool idea the creators call its Schema-First Superpower. And this is the secret sauce, really. It's what makes the whole thing so darn reliable.
The way it works is actually brilliantly simple. Step 1. You define a strict blueprint. It's called a JSON schema, where you tell the model exactly what data you're looking for. Step 2. You just give it the messy HTML from any old web page, and boom! Step 3. Schematron gives you back perfect JSON. It matches your blueprint to a T. No extra fluff, no conversational nonsense, just the clean data you asked for. That's it.
And this approach, it has some seriously powerful perks. You get 100% perfect schema-compliant JSON every single time. It can handle these huge, noisy web pages. We're talking up to 128,000 tokens long. It's way more cost-effective than using some giant model. And get this, you can even run it locally on your own machine for total control and no API fees. Plus, you can set it to be deterministic, which just means you get the exact same consistent result every single time.
All right, that all sounds great on paper, right? But the real question is, how does a little specialist model like this actually stack up against the giants? Let's check out the proof. Let's look at the numbers.
Okay, check this out. In a head-to-head quality comparison, the results are kind of stunning. The little 3 billion parameter Schematron scores a 4.41 out of 5. I mean, that is so close to a massive model like GPT 4.1. It is absolutely punching way above its weight class here, giving you almost the same quality for a tiny fraction of the size and cost.
But wait, quality is really only half the story. The really mind-blowing part, the real game changer, is how this whole approach impacts the factuality of other AIs.
And this number says it all. You take another AI, GPT-5 Nano, and you test its accuracy. On its own, using raw web results, it scores a pretty terrible 8.5%. But if you first clean up those web results using Schematron, its accuracy skyrockets to over 82%. That is almost a 10x improvement, just by feeding it clean, structured data instead of messy HTML. Incredible.
And here's the whole breakdown. Just look at these numbers for a second. The slightly bigger Schematron 8B, all by itself, hits almost 83% accuracy. That's better than a huge general model like Gemini 2.5 Flash. And then, when you combine Schematron with a top-tier model like GPT 4.1, you get the best result on the board, over 85%. It just goes to show you these little specialist tools can make the entire system smarter.
All right, enough with the charts and benchmarks. Let's see this thing in action with a real-world example. We're going to use the creator's own website as the target.
So first, they write up this simple little schema. Basically, they're just telling the model, hey, look at this web page and find me exactly 4 things: the name, the tagline, the sponsor, and the years of experience. And make sure that last one is a number.
And here's the output. It worked perfectly. The model just scanned the web page, found every single thing it was asked for, and delivered it back in this perfectly clean JSON that matches the schema exactly. I mean, that right there is the surgeon's scalpel doing its work.
So, okay, let's zoom out a bit. Why does a tool like this even matter? What's the big deal about having such a focused, specialized model?
Well, the real-world uses are pretty much everywhere you look. Think about e-commerce sites, right? They can monitor competitor pricing at a massive scale. News aggregators can pull in articles with perfectly consistent metadata. Recruiters, they can scrape job listings from thousands of different sites. Research teams can collect structured data from academic papers. Basically, anywhere you need to turn the messy, unstructured web into a clean, structured database, this is the kind of tool you want.
And, this isn't just some neat little side project. The folks behind Schematron have said that a lot of big, professional web scraping companies are already using these models in production. So this stuff is battle-tested. It's proven to work at a serious scale.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. As all the big-name AI models just keep getting bigger and more general purpose, is it possible that the best tools for actually getting work done are going in the opposite direction, getting smaller, leaner, and way more specialized? Schematron makes a really, really compelling case for that idea.